Let me know when I'm live. Hello, 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 everyone. It is I, Patrick. And I'm starving, but I'm going to pop these chats out. I wish I could get this set up before I click the go live button. Hey, Clorinda, how are you? How you doing today? How you doing? How you doing, Clorinda? How you doing? Who is that? Wendy Williams? How you doing? Zelda, hey, what's up? How are you doing? I actually don't even know what I'm doing today. Um, but that's me every day. Welcome to my channel. Why? That's kind of why the videos are titled what they are most of the time. I actually haven't pulled astrologies in a while, so I'll start with those. But I hardly ever know what I'm doing. But it's great to see you over here. I actually kind of sort of, so like, I'm at a crossroads. This is so weird. So I have two things pulled up. Migraine's so not great. Ew. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, Clorinda. Is it like... Oh, that's my grandma. Um, yeah, it just sounds like you've kind of been having a not great time. Ouch. I feel like I get a lot of stuff in my sleep mostly. But yeah, I mean, if you want to pull a card and tell me what it is, Oda, then you can do that. That's not the cards I'm looking for. These aren't the cards I'm looking for. What was I saying? Yeah, so I'm at a sort of nexus point, I feel, where it's not necessarily a crossroads, but I feel like I'm at this point. Well, I guess it is a crossroads, actually. Oh, well, if it's in that area, that could be a result of the sudden and very expansive increase in your ability, in your perception in that area, if that makes sense. Um, I feel like this is so far behind because I have OBS pulled up while I'm talking live, like, and then I see the little bit up there, and I'm like, wow, what is that delay? Like 30 seconds? um, but yeah, that could be a result of your the sudden increase and expansion of what you see and feel in that space, right? So, ascension symptoms, or that's what they call them. King of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Nine of Diamonds, Nine of Hearts, Four of Wands, Ace of Spades, Three of Spades. Wow, okay. King of Swords, Two of Pennies, Nine of Diamonds, Nine of Hearts, Four of Wands, Ace of Spades, Three of Spades. That looks pretty good. I mean, we got four spades all together, four wands, nine hearts, nine diamonds, two pennies, and a king of swords. Any interpretation of what that is, Zelda? Zelda. I think it's the Lunar New Year. So if you celebrate the Lunar New Year, Happy Lunar New Year or Happy New Year. I think it's what Gong Shifatai Akemashite Omedeto. What's the other one? Gong Shifatai. I think one is like Gong Hei Fak Choi or something like that. I can't remember. I don't know where my little The Universe Has Your Back cards are. They just like up and disappeared. Oh, they're literally... No, not right here. Okay, Zelda. Queen of Pennies and Six of Diamonds. Oh, wait, okay. Future advice. Thank you. Well, I think Miyoshi might celebrate a solar year, but it starts in like Aries season instead of in the middle of Capricorn season. Um, and depending on, and that opens up this whole thing that I was actually thinking about, because it's like in Vedic, everything is a month behind. So Pisces season, or let's look at the beginning of spring, like March 20th, about, right? So in tropical, that would be Aries. That means that spring starts on the first day of spring. But in Vedic, that would be the start of like Pisces. And so you have these mutable signs that serve as the sort of threshold between two seasons. And I was thinking about it and I was like, well, does it make sense? Because technically, at the beginning of spring, yes, it's the beginning of the season, but it is that sort of like in between season where it could be winter or spring. And so like if you put Pisces in there as the mutable between the winter season and the spring season, then after all of the winter is out, you come into Aries and it's like full spring. And then but then if you like look at the fixed signs, it would make sense if Aries was the start of spring because fixed is when it's like all spring. Right? I don't know. Yeah, me too, Clarinda. Because first I thought it could have been a lunar thing, but the Lunar New Year is now, and I know she celebrates. She said she celebrates in like March or April, so I was like, okay, that has to be a solar thing. Um, and I was actually gonna look up when the Lunar New Year is, but I guess it might just be whenever you have a new moon in Aquarius, because I know the Lunar New Year is typically, it's typically January, February. I thought it was mostly February, but I guess it could be January. Um, and where are these cards? Hello? Um, and I haven't even done my hair yet today, y'all. Yeah. So if it is following the new year in Aquarius, that could be anywhere in that season, depending on where the moon is, right? Because the sun is in Aquarius late January to mid February. So then that would make sense. But I kind of want to interpret these cards. Honestly, it could be, but if it's under there, it's gone. It's probably in this box somewhere. I just haven't seen them. Oh, snap, 1010. I just haven't seen them. Thank you. I just got out of bed. I took a nap. And then I got up and I'm at this crossroads. That's what I was talking about. I'm at this crossroads. And at first I thought it was a nexus point, but it's kind of both. And I would separate a nexus point from a crossroads because it's like, I think a nexus point, it's usually a fixed point, how I interpret it in the grand scheme of time. It's a pick point where there's like an alternate path. And this branched path ultimately joins back up with the main path, but it's still like a fork. So I say it's a crossroads, but it's like if I take a path off of this path, it would lead me back onto this path, but like later. But I guess if I go off the path, but see, it's like, I don't know. I just don't know what to do. It's a bit, Mercury in Pisces and retrograde in the 12th house. I like it. Thank you. Seven, seven, seven. It's interesting that you say that because I just clipped that picture yesterday, and now 777 for me. Oh wow! Thank you for saying that because it meant one thing, and then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, 777 is jackpot, but part of that jackpot is the one thing that it meant. And let me see, my brain is all over the place. My Mercury is in Pisces, so forgive me. Um, where did I just put it? Where did I just put it? I literally just had my phone. Where is it? Okay. Yes. This is so delayed, Clorinda. I don't even know what the yes dot 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 question mark is in response to. I should have just gone live on my webcam, but hey, if I want to turn the camera off and keep it live, I can do that. OBS. Your cards are kind of telling you, like, let's see, like you're having. See, that's. I don't know. I feel like I'm at this point of like. And I don't know why I keep wrestling with this. But there's a lot of stuff that's coming to me that I want to really begin to understand, break down, digest, and build upon. But there's also some other stuff that I could be doing. I won't say I need to be doing. Because ultimately, if it's like there's success on either path, and there's one that I'm more interested in right now because it's much more fascinating, and that's where I'd rather put my time and energy and effort. But there's another one that I also see as not necessary, but there are a lot of benefits that come along with it. It's a path that I've already invested a lot of time, energy, effort, and money into. But ultimately, it might not necessarily be one that I stay on in the long term. And there are things that I'm much more interested in right now. Um, and so I feel like for the past few days, I haven't really made any progress. Well, there's been progress made in other areas of my life, so that it's not that I haven't made progress, um, but it's like I don't know. I'm kind of at a standstill here. So, um, it's interesting. I wonder how long this delay is. This is I hate the delay because I don't remember what I'm talking about. Oh, the yes was for selling tea on my crossroads. Okay, well I just did that, so you're all gonna. Um, but there's just like so many realizations come in, so many pieces of the puzzle coming in. Some of my dreams are like wild, and it's like I want to dig into this. I want to grow more into this. I want to develop this. This is what I want to be doing spiritually. Then on the other hand, there's my degree, right? Because I've submitted one assignment out of like 8 for this one class, and then I have a whole other class to do. Um, and now it's like where, because I don't necessarily want to be an engineer like all of my life, but where I am now, it's not like I'm really diving deep into the spiritual thing either, as far as what I could be doing to develop it. Where is my work? What is work? That's Capricorn. Could be Saturn, Virgo, Mercury. So my Saturn is in Aquarius. My Mercury is in Pisces. I don't know. Oh well, I just ran through it again, kinda. If you missed it the first time, Clorinda, with a little more detail the second time. Let me find these cards. I think ultimately, it's like Chad said, and you're a Virgo. Oh wow, I'm a Pisces. I actually love Virgos. A lot of my best friends are Virgos. My dad's a Virgo. My one of my best friends from third grade is a Virgo. Another one of my best friends since like eighth grade is a Virgo. Um, Pedro has a lot of Virgo energy in his chart. Like a lot of Virgo, even though he's a Leo, and that's an interesting combination. um, but yeah, you love Pisces. Oh, ask and you shall receive. But it's like, what do I ask for? I guess in my mind, it's like I don't even really too much know which I want. So this is what my plan is. My plan is for at the moment, you have 4 planets in Leo. Wow. We were just talking about stelliums last night. Because someone was like, what's it mean when you have a lot of planets in the same sign? And I was like, well, if you have a lot of planets in the same sign or in the same house, it's a stellium. I don't have any stelliums personally, so I'm not too sure of what it means, but I've heard that it's an area of focus for you. And not that you asked me what a stellium is. Hey Megan, hola, welcome. How are you doing today? How are you doing today, Zelda? Did you answer? I know Clorinda's got a migraine, but hopefully you can rest that up and get better. I still don't know where these astrology cards are. Let me find them. Last night, though, my heart was feeling weird. I feel like I've gone through. I'm just gonna pull all the cards out of the box at this point. You guys want to see all of my cards? Have I ever done that on here before? Excuse me. I don't believe so. Okay, let's do that. Or not, honestly, because I just found the astrology cards. So let's see. There we go. I want those. Let's get some shoes. But I'm all the way down here now, so I might as well see if... I don't know where those cards could be. Oh, here they are. I was like, how did they get down there? So I have my Universe Has Your Back cards. Let me start putting some of this stuff away. I kind of want to keep these out. I'll set this up. Alright, let's do it this way. I'll put this in here. Oh my gosh. Give me one moment, y'all, as I put everything back in the box. Back in the box. Oh, snap. Back in the box. Let your imagination take you for a ride. Wow. I kind of want to keep these out too. I just love these decks because the messages are extremely positive. So I'm going to keep those out. I want this deck to be accessible. I need a space. I need to move. I need to do a lot of things. Wow. Okay. All right. So I actually do have. So I can't. Hold on. So I have these, and then I have the astrologies. Let's pull these out. Okay. I want to know. Oh, you want to know what a stellium is? Zelda, I would look up. And you might be able to. It's a bit. One of the things that was recommended to me was to, like, if you ever want to learn about astrology, to go on YouTube and type in one of your placements, watch a whole bunch of videos on what that placement is. So let's say that your Venus is in Aquarius. So type in Venus in Aquarius, watch through a few people, see whose style you like the best, and then watch your other placements through them. That's how I first got into it, and then it kind of expanded from there. And then look up like stellium in the whatever house it is, or like stellium in Leo. And then that might give you some more information, because I'm just like not knowledgeable on stelliums at all. Megan. Okay. Boys always asking me the boys. Oh, you're okay. Cat died. Oh wow, Zelda. That's a lot. All happened in 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I'm sending you like, love and light, of course, and you're in my prayers. I'm glad you can stay strong, because that's a lot of stuff to happen all at once. Man. So yeah, I kind of, in this in between point, I guess I kind of sort of want to do both. So I'm going to be building my channel in some ways, or experimenting in some ways here. I'm also going to be doing the work over there. I probably won't be studying too much, because I caught myself studying a little bit the other night with the Akashic Records reading, and it took almost 4 hours. But man, you're staying strong. That's how you are, and that strength can help a lot in some ways, just to not go down some darker paths. I want to pull 2 cards in general that did not shuffle, even though I usually like to do 3. We're going to pick a card from this pile, which will be this one. And then we'll pick a card from this pile. I try to close my eyes because I don't want to go based off of colors. And I got 2 of the same color. That's why I close my eyes. Oh no, they're actually different colors. Okay. So we got Aries and Balance. These are not going to be able to be seen. Oh, there we go. Okay. What if I hold up the front? Nice. I have this ring light thing up here, so. I feel like, excuse me. If we look at Aries as the energy of, if we look at Mars as the energy of Aries and Scorpio, That would be the two sides, the feminine and the masculine side of Aries, of Mars, and tropical. Fruity. Hey. One second, y'all. I'm so rude. I'm so sorry. And so with Aries balance, I feel like it's, how do you be more Scorpio? I don't even know if I'm gonna be like on it today. I kind of sort of want to just talk about other stuff. So I'll try to read these and then I'll go back to the talking about other stuff. I don't know why I didn't do this. And I just found these cards. I guess. So I'm going to do this first. But I feel like it's time for Aries to, or if this resonates with anyone. With Aries, there's a lot of fire, right? Aries is like high mobility. It's high functionality for some reason. I guess because like Aries is, they're good at getting things done and they'll find a way to get it done. But the balance comes in when I think it's time to step back and get a little bit more direction, to channel and focus all of that fire into a singular point. And maybe to see things through a little further than you usually would. Like if you're the type of person that usually hits things hard and you hit it hard, like it's like, you know, you do a little bit and then you go somewhere else and you do a little bit and then you go somewhere else and you do a little bit. It's like Aries without any attention or without sustained attention, because like once you do the same thing, because Aries is a cardinal sign, so it doesn't necessarily get into that fixed territory, right, where it's steady. But I think with the balance, it's about getting a little more, stretching that attention a little bit further to give a little bit more detail to something. There might be something that you are doing that it's like you've kind of lost the spark in the fire and you kind of want to give up on it because it just doesn't hold any passion anymore. And I don't even know if I'm talking about myself right now. Are my chats frozen? Maybe not. I don't even know if I'm talking about myself right now. But it's like, if you give it a little bit more time, then I think the torch will reignite and the passion will come back, or you'll see something or experience something, or someone else will see it, and then it will be picked up from there. LOL. Megan, I don't even know. This is the thing. This thing is so delayed. I don't even know when the LOL comes in. Sounds like you're talking about me and yourself, Lovely. Yeah, maybe. Well, not maybe, but this could be a little more general, right? Or it could also be like, if you're the type of person, on the other hand, if you're the type of person who you get these good ideas and you're like really good at coming up with action plans, but when it comes time to implement something, then that you don't do it. Then maybe this Aries balance is pulling you into that cardinal space. So if you're in a cardinal space, it's pulling you into a fixed space. If you're in that mutable space where, oh snap, hey Chad, I am great. How are you? If you're in the mutable space where it's hard for you to really start something because you get so many ideas of so much, then I think the balance is pulling you into that cardinal space. And if you're in a fixed space, then this balance is going to pull you into a mutable space where it's like, if you've done something for so long, maybe it's time to introduce a little creativity, or it's like you're going in the same direction, but you might want to change the way that you get there. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, so many great ideas, just don't get them going. Yeah. Also, I don't know, maybe check and see where you have Aries in your chart. Let's see. Well, what's the opposite of Aries? The opposite of Aries is Libra. So if you could, another interpretation could be balancing Aries and Libran energy, right? And it's about including other people. Or maybe, I don't know, I just got a feeling of like, I mean, I don't know how many of us in here work or what kind of work we do, right? Because I think it's a lot of like independent workers, or at least two independent workers. But there's almost like a managerial team leader type of energy here. Because it's like, okay, you have the drive, you have the passion, you have the fire. Now we're asking you to carry the birth of something with that. It's like, can you support a team? Is your light bright enough to provide enough light in the dark for a team of spellunkers, cave people who explore caves? And then that's almost like a Leo type energy in a way, right? Or it could also be Sagittarian in a different way. It's not very Aries, because I feel like Sagittarius is like the philosopher, and it shares that philosophy. Leo is the sun, so people just naturally gravitate towards Leo. But Aries is kind of like the solo fire sign. And it can be solo because maybe some people don't necessarily like it might be too much for sustained interaction, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. There's some balance that needs to be had in the area of life where Aries is. Shoot. I wasn't necessarily feeling those. I was looking for them, and then I'm like, God, I don't even know if I'm feeling these. So yeah, I don't know. There's a few things. I guess I just want to like talk about or process in a way, potentially. You know. I need to work my Mercury out. My Mercury is in retrograde too, so hey, that's an area of life for me. I need to learn to like hone my attention a little bit and not have it like drift all over the place so much. Oh, yeah, just put that there. But it popped into my head and then I lost it. I do want to pull 3 of these Universe Has Your Back cards. I got the small version, if there's a smaller version. Because I love the encouraging support. Oh my gosh, positivity that these cards have. Oh, this one's pretty. The first one says, in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. This is what I was going to talk about, if you can see it. There we go. Sorta. These ring lights make things so difficult. I feel like, in a lot of ways, this is what I'm feeling as far as some of the situations that some people have told me about. I think the universe, spirit, whatever, is trying to direct our attention towards specific areas. I think it's either pushing you out, or it's trying to push you out of your circumstances and situation, or it's pulling you into your moment, into your now, into your local environment. And you can pretty much tell which it's doing. If you find a lot of contention and dissatisfaction where you are, then if your focus isn't on where you are, but there are a lot of things happening in your immediate environment, then it's pulling your attention to the now moment. It's trying to pull your attention away from other things, and it's trying to get you to focus on where you are in that moment, who's around you, and how you can begin to make the best of those moments. If your attention is on where you are, and I hope I'm not saying the same thing twice or saying it weird, but if your attention is on where you are, I feel like if your attention is on where you are and you're finding a lot of contention in your local environment, then I think it's trying to push you out of it. It's like you are too comfortable here. And if you get this increase in friction, then it's like you need to leave. Now, if you're getting this increase in friction and you're not there, it's like you need to be here. Excuse me. And that's kind of what I've been feeling. So, the universe is constantly pushing you towards right-minded thinking and love. And there are some times when the only way to move forward is to, get the cinder block out of the road so you can actually move forward. And there are other times when, like, you feel like you're moving forward, but you're actually, like, driving in really big loops. Or it's like you're moving forward, but you're being rerouted to, it's rerouting you to go to the same place. Going to the GPS analogy, right? And so I think it's important to take those signs as such and to proceed accordingly. Because if it's really important for you to do something or to make not a specific choice, because you always get, like, the choice is always yours to make. But if there's a choice that if there's something that you want and you're not finding it where you are, or it's like it's trying to get your attention, and if you're not paying attention, it's going to do even more. It's like a child that is a little bit unruly, maybe, where it's, like, if the kid is trying to get your attention and you're not paying attention, it's going to do more and more and more and more. It's going to scream louder. It's going to start breaking stuff to get your attention. And so it's like, pay attention before before it starts to act. Either one, before it acts too extremely, or two, before you miss sort of like that window of opportunity where it's like, we tried to get your attention, but you didn't catch it this round, so you'll have to then wait until, the next bus comes. And it's not that you have to move. Why do these cards keep falling? Here it is. Is this stuck? Um, it's not that. What was I saying? That it won't happen, but it's like if you don't have to delay it, why delay it? Let me turn this down. It's kind of loud. Oops. Wrong emoji. LOL. Um, makes sense. Yes. Let's see. What does this card say? Is this going to validate what I was just saying? Because that card actually reminded me of what I wanted to say. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. So yeah. There we go. These cards are beautiful. I don't know how to hold it so you can see it because this ring light makes everything difficult. Just look at the colors. I don't know if you can read the words. There's a stream of love supporting my decisions. And then before that, it was the universe is always guiding me towards right-minded thinking and love. And so, yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like this is what you want. I think there are times when we lose some things and we don't know. Okay, so on the one hand, there are times where we lose some things and we don't know that we lose those things because something better is coming. We don't know that we lose those things because the time had expired for those things. And we don't know that we lose some things because it's time for us to expand. And those things were taking up space that hindered that expansion. And on the other hand, it's also sometimes we get pushed to these points where we are just completely. It's like, we have to be brought to our lowest moments before we can really seek out otherwise. AKA like dark nights of the soul, stuff like that, right? It's like, if I didn't have my dark night, I wouldn't be where I am. If I was comfortable in my life, I'd just be comfortable and kind of empty, right? It's like, yeah, there's a little void, but at least I'm comfortable. But that's just me. But it seems that a lot, like really, really bad things have to happen for us to move sometimes, and it's like we don't always know where things are going, but if we can build a trust in the knowing of whatever governs the operation of everything behind it, then it eases transitional periods. And not only does it ease transitional periods, but the belief that something better is going to happen and come in sets you up for something better to happen and come in. It sets it up like in this little manifestation bubble, and it sets you up to actually receive it. Because it's like, there are all of these things that we want that we put. It's like, there are all these things that we want, and we say that we want to manifest, and we do things to manifest them, but we don't create the space for them to come in. We don't hold the space for them to come in, and we don't believe that they're going to come in either. And it's like, we can't give you like what you want if you keep putting other things in this space. And we can't put it in that space if like the space is dirty, if it's crowded, if it's not prepared. It's like it's like if you have a pet and you want to find someone to watch that pet for you while you go on vacation. Like if your friend's like, oh yeah, hey, I'll do it, and then you go over to their place and it's like pet hazards all over the place. You're not going to feel comfortable leaving the pet there, right? It's kind of the same in some ways. So, like, if you can trust that what's coming is better, then it's like, you're holding that space, you're creating that space is clean, it's prepared for the thing to come. If your line of thinking is like, oh, like, it's just like, it's all downhill from here, it's all downhill from here, like, nothing good ever happens, good things don't last, then that's what you're going to get more of. And that was my line of thinking for a very, very, very long time. Like, pretty much all my life. I was like, I don't even like to be happy because, like, life is a roller coaster. Happiness isn't sustainable. And I don't want to go up if it's just going to involve a down. Like, I'd rather just stay down than have these brief moments where things are okay and then they're even worse than before. That's where I was for a while. Thankfully, I was able to find a way out of it, but I was only able to find a way out of it because things got so dark that I was like, okay, it's time to move because I can't stay in this space anymore. Right? So, excuse me. Your attention, whoever this is resonating for, it's also resonating for me in some ways. But it's like our attention is being brought to the areas in which, or maybe were, so true. Because we're in Aquarius season now. So Capricorn season, the beginning of the month, end of last month, beginning of this month. I think it was all about showing us empty plots of land. If we go with the Capricorn example, Capricorn is cardinal Earth. It's about legacy, business it's like business plans, things that are sustainable. Capricorn is the seed, the acorn that becomes the tree. Like, an acorn is just a seed, but the potential of it is to live for hundreds of years. So I feel like there have been a lot of ways in which we've been, through one means, method, way or another, finding these different plots of land. It's like, okay, I want to build there, I want to build there, in this location, there are these things, like the price of, I don't know, rent and stuff like that. The cost of living here is this much, so I would need to make about this much. And I think, honestly, we're still getting kind of some of that. And that's why I'm still in this space where I'm literally like, I don't know what I want to. Okay, well, that's a lot. I'll take this one because it's face up. The rest of these are face down. Oh, here's another one that's face up. So there are 3 that's face up, and all of these, that were face down. This is how much the universe loves you. Let me grab this last one again. But it's like, I think there's a lot of not great things that are happening to show us, like I said earlier, either we need to focus on where we are and build there, or we need to focus on where we want to go and do things in preparation to get there. Now, if your focus is primarily on where you want to be, then focus on where you are. If your focus is on where you are, then take a look at where you want to be. Yeah, I'm just like talking and rambling. I don't even remember. I'm trying to find this card really quick. But this is something that's been on my mind for, honestly, it's been on my mind for a good, maybe week or so. Because I feel like whenever things start to happen, I feel like I'm decent at noticing them, but I'm not the best at communicating what I'm seeing or observing or feeling, because a lot of times it's just a feeling. Right? So the first card is Oof, I might not be able to read this one. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Is the first one. There we go. Now you can see the colors. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. The second one is double rainbow. All the way. The universe works fast when I'm having fun. And so if you've been getting a lot of cards, I know, right, Clonda? I love these cards too. If you've been getting a lot of cards that say like have fun, play, enjoy yourself, have fun. If you've been saying fun, 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 I think it's because the universe is trying to work faster for you, but you gotta push it yourself. You gotta like tap it. Well, you can either tap, or you can like, it might be a heavy push, might be a light push, depends. It there's levels. But if you've been getting a lot of messages of like play and have fun, I wish I knew how light worked. Then that's why. It's because it's trying to speed up, but you are introducing so much resistance to it that it can't even really move. And in order to like get your attention, yes, that would be such a good idea. I kind of want to make some. If I could paint, I think I would do that. And then like I would just like paint something like super colorful, and then like think of a super positive message. I feel like you can see my aura with this light, right? Or it's just the excess light blue on my wall back there. Anyway, and so then the last one is I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. That's the last one. Now this is the energy of the dark night of the soul. Because usually whatever it takes is, well, to get your attention, whatever it takes is usually something pretty drastic. But after that, whatever it takes can be something not as drastic. Then I'd be like, anyone else want some paintings? LOL. You can buy them for a price. But yeah, and that's one reason that like I know that I need to introduce a lot more play into my diet. And by my diet, I mean my day-to-day life. Because I know it speeds things up. But also I have these experiences and these moments where I'm like, okay, I want to speed things up, but where am I going? And just like Chad said, and that's why I was like, oh, that's good. I'm putting that in my notepad. And then I put the little like pencil emoji. When he was like, the GPS isn't working, but once you go, then it'll kick in and it'll get you going where you need to go. I think I've been focusing so much on controlling. I don't think I know. I've been focusing so much on finding out the specific destination and controlling how quickly I get there by maximizing my effort. And it's like, well, you're not even moving. Okay, talk to you later, Megan. That sounds like fun. I love Jeopardy. Let's say a little prayer for Alex, because y'all know he's going through it. But yeah, have fun. And there's been stuff, it's like, excuse me, I've been controlling. And control and play are not the same thing. Over y'all, stay safe. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Love you. Um, that's the element of play. Like play, it speeds it up. Because play is light. Heavy is heavy. Right? I can't put them back. So there are these. Excuse me. So I feel like I guess personally there are things that I want to do, and 5 of Michael. Of course it's Michael. It's always Michael. There are things that I want to do, and there are reasons why I want to do some of the things that I want to do. And these reasons in Capricorn season have really recently come up. I had feelings before because it's like, part of me is like, I can't not get to where I'm supposed to be. Excuse me. So all of the excess worry and anxiety and concern that leads to feelings of needing to know what's coming next and controlling how things happen, like even knowing that slows everything down. But it's like, I want to slow it down until I know where I'm going, and then we can speed up. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. Hey, Michael. And I'm sorry. I had a dream, and I just asked a question that I didn't even think to ask in the dream. And I'm like, Mercury in Pisces, retrograde in the 12th house. I'm just going to start saying that. What was I talking about? Yeah, it doesn't help speed it up. So then I kind of relaxed out a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm just excited to get moving, and now I know there are pieces that are coming together, and there are feelings that I had that were valid. And the way that things are unfolding are making those things even more valid, and it's changing. And I've talked about this before, maybe a week or two ago. The things that I want are changing because of situations, circumstances, happenings, right? And now it's like, okay, this is what I want specifically. This is what I want specifically. But also at the same time, I had a dream. Okay, let me finish this first and then I'll go back to it. Also at the same time, it's like I need to be open and I need to be free and I need to not restrict and restrain that because I need it to go ultimately where I need it to go. Oh my gosh. I gotta take this picture really quick. Let's see. There we go. That's so funny. Sorry, excuse me. Millennial moment where I'm on my phone. That's funny. That's confirmation. So what was I talking about? So it's like I know where I want to be now at the same time, and now I think I'm at this nexus. I'm at this crossroad because it's like, what will get me where I need to be quicker, or what will get me where I feel I need to be quicker? What will get me where I want to be quicker? And sometimes it's not about what we feel we need or want. It's about what we actually need and want. And hey, look, the wheel. Boom, 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 boom. The Wheel of Fortune has been popping out so much. So, so much. Is that Shemuel? No, it's Jeremiah. Okay. Jeremiel, or whatever. And there are other things that need to be picked up, other things that need to be done, other things that need to be acquired before I fully get to where I need or want to be. And I'm going to miss those things if I'm only focused on where I want to be and where I want to need and where I need to be. I'm going to miss those things if I don't engage in the play that is being able to be led to where I need to get to and enjoying and living in the now moment. Because if I'm, and like, this is literally my life. This is one, and I realized this a few weeks ago when I was having all of these breakthroughs. It's like the condition with my eyes and the way that I navigate the world because of my eyes is I'm so focused on trying to see what's further out that I don't see literally what's right under me. And I bump into things like wet floor signs, buckets, anything that's right under my feet. I bump into it all the time because with my peripheral vision, I don't see it. And with where my focus is, I don't see it. So it's almost like you would think that since my vision is what it is, I would focus a little bit more on what's immediately in front of me to prevent me from tripping over stuff, bumping into stuff, stepping on stuff. But it's like, no, my vision is like focused further out. And I was like, wow, that's a literal thing that I do that's related to this other thing that I do. And so maybe I'm like, well, if I can stop doing that, maybe my eyes can get better. Maybe I won't need that lesson anymore. With the moon there and the 8 of Michael. But I was just like, wow. It's so funny how I do that, like both literally and metaphorically. I'm so focused on the future and what I want and where I'm trying to go that I don't see what's literally right in front of me. And there are things that are right in front of me that I cannot miss. And I'm going to be stuck on this stalled path until, not stuck, not stalled, but things are going to happen in a way that try to get me to see these things before I progress too far, because some of those things are worth picking up. Looks like I don't want to get all the way to, it's like you don't want to get on a plane, fly all the way around the world, and then realize that you forgot something very, very important at home. Something so important that, like, now you got to book a ticket to fly back home. And then once you come home, it's either like, A, you've exhausted all of your funds, so you can't even get back to where you wanted to go. Or B, you've lost precious time. And now when you get back there, instead of having like a month-long trip, because of the way everything works out, it's like you have like 2 weeks. So your trip is cut in half, or you can't go back at all because you were in such a rush that you didn't remember to grab the thing that might have been the reason why you were leaving in the first place. And so you're like, how did I forget this? This is literally the reason why I jumped on the plane. Like that happens, right? And that's why you get these things, and that's why it's like trying so hard for you to look at something. And until you see it for what it is, and until you engage in it in the way that you know you should be, but you're not engaging in because of everything else that's happening, It's like it's gonna keep trying to get your attention, and that's why I said like it's trying to get your attention before you miss it. Like you don't want to get to this place where you think you want to be and then realize that there was something that you actually needed, and now you have to go back, or now things are weird and they're not working as efficiently as they could be because you didn't get what you needed to get. And I'm talking about myself as well, um, because I've been there, and I am realizing that I am close to being there again. Um, and so now I know what I want to do and I know what I need to do, which is to finish these things that I'm doing, because there are other things that can wait. Um, and so, yeah, I'm glad I went on this whole tangent because now I got some clarity into my own situation. Boom! The moon popped out again. Let's see. Can you see these cards? These cards are gorgeous. I'm using the Archangel Power cards, by the way. These are the cards I've gotten most recently. The Moon, Archangel Haniel. Haniel? I don't know. The opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Face your fears and grow stronger. Literally what I was just talking about. And it's all about, like, face your fears and grow stronger. The opportunity to improve your plans. And it's all led by, like, intuitive inner guidance, right? And there are definitely some, like, not fears, but intense desires, I guess, for me personally. But it's an opportunity to do better. And it's like if you really love someone, sometimes tough love is a harsh truth that needs to be said from a place of love in a loving way. Sometimes tough love is distancing yourself because you know that your presence hinders someone's growth. Sometimes tough love is is making someone do something over and over and over until they're good enough at it to be sufficiently independent when you're not there. And honestly, like sometimes that's the kind of love that we get from the universe, from spirit, because ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to make us freer, happier, and more whole and complete within ourselves. And so it's not necessarily a matter of like, why do I feel like I'm not loved? It's a matter of like, or it should be, that's how we feel, but it should be a matter of like, what am I not seeing that I need to see to learn to integrate before I can move on? 11:11, 7:11 here, or 7:11 Eastern. It's 6:11 here. So yeah, right. I think I should cut the deck more, just personally. And I have these all upright. This is gonna be my all upright deck. One of my all upright decks. But yeah. Wow, that was a tangent. Kinda, sorta. Not really. Is there anything else? So the question, in my dream, there was a retirement party. The Two of Gabriel. Let's see what this says. Two of Gabriel. Make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. That's the Two of Gabriel. Two of Gabriel. Bold, ambitious. Possibilities are. I guess this flipped down. Oh, wow. The Ace of Gabriel was right behind it. Which is a gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration. The chance to do something amazing. A sense of wonder. So we got 3 Gabriels. That's funny. Okay, I can rock with Gabriel. Michael is a little overbearing. Let me stop. Michael is cool because, like, based on my relationship with Michael through these cards, it's not that he's overbearing when Michael keeps popping up. He kind of is, but in like one of those like Queen of Cups type of ways, where it's like it cares about you and it's kind of gonna keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you and pushing you out of love. Where like the King of Cups might be more like, I love you and I want the best for you, but I know that there are some things that you have to experience for yourself, and I don't want you to trip and fall, but you're not listening to me when I tell you not to run around the house like that. And when you trip and fall, I'm going to be there to like love you and be like, you know, this is what I tried to warn you of, and this is why I always said that. It's not because I don't want you to have fun, it's because I want you to be safe. So, you know, next time, hopefully you don't do this again. The Queen of Cups is just gonna like it's not gonna be that hands off. So it's all love with Michael, but I mean ultimately at the end of the day there were things that needed to be said that were said because the Michael cards kept popping out. So it is what it is. So we got 3 of Gabriels. So this, it says, I'm going to read it 1 and then 2. A gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration, the chance to do something amazing, a sense of wonder, followed by make bold and ambitious choices, great progress is possible, important relationships with people who share your vision. So there's these opportunities that are going to be coming in, but it's going to be important for us to be bold and ambitious enough to not only take them, but to bring all of who we are to those opportunities, because it is who we are in our entirety that makes us so compelling and worthwhile. And you never know when it's hard for people to get a gauge of if you are a fit for what they're looking for if you only really show them specific sides. Because there could be something about how you work in your completion that is just like more than what they ever even thought they wanted. It's like, you know, there are these individual factors and facets that they say, and they're like, okay, I like that, and I like that. But when they all work in tandem, then it's like, oh my gosh, what? I didn't even know you could do that with all these pieces. Right? It's kind of that. So, yeah. So, the question from the dream, in the dream, it was a retirement party. Oh, and there's the Ace of Raphael. Okay. At the cut. And then on the bottom of the deck was the 4 of Michael. Ace of Raphael, a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, and deep and lasting spiritual insights. And then the 4 of Michael, insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. I like how this one brought up insights and then this one brought up insights. That was cool. I'm about to put these away. So I'll do one final shuffle. I don't think I shuffled up the other cards. Well, I don't shuffle up the astrologies because I don't pull them like that. But yeah. In the dream, it was a retirement party, and I didn't even think to ask who was retiring. And I've been seeing classmates in dreams. And at first, I had a lot of dreams that seemed like they were centered around school. But even in the dreams that aren't about school, I'm seeing different classmates. But they're just like randomly popping up. Like in my dream last night. I look over and there's like one of my classmates. I'm like, what? I don't know what's happening. But I don't want to be on here too. Well, I guess I don't want to be on here too long. But also, I didn't want to say how long I would be on here because I didn't know what I was going to talk about. Yeah, I'm like, at first it was a lot of them though. So the number of them is calming down. Now it'll be like one or two. I guess at first it was one or two, and then it was all of the classmates, and then it was like, now it's like back down to one or two. Also, my sleep last night, my sleep has not been regular. There are some nights where I can sleep throughout the night, and other nights where I'm sleeping 2 to 3 hours at a time, like last night. And so then I feel like I just sleep in super late because my sleep is so broken, and it's fine. I'll give it one more, and then I'll pull the card on the top. This is a closing message from the Archangel Power cards. On the bottom of the deck is the 10 of Michael. This is what I was talking about when I said overbearing, because Michael is the only one that it's like once Michael starts making an appearance, all you see is Michael. Michael. With the other ones, it's been a balance, I feel like. Anyway, I'll read the bottom first. So the 10 of Michael is the situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. And I guess it's funny. It's like, I'm seeing all these old classmates. I'm seeing all these old classmates in dreams. And then it ends with put the past behind you. And then on the top of the deck, which is funny because this said a situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. On the top of the deck is the leap of faith, which is the Fool in this deck. It's key 0, card 0. Leap of faith. Look at that. Archangel Metatron. Believe in yourself. Listen to your heart and do what gives you joy. Bum 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 bum. I wouldn't go that far, Clarinda. I wouldn't say Michael is like a bad rash. I'm trying to be semi-respectful. Let me stop. But these are the Archangel Power tarot cards. This is my most recent deck. But Leap of Faith. I like that. I'm so hungry. So hungry. Yes, and I think that's all the cards I wanted to pull today. Well, there was something else that I wanted to try, but I don't think I'm in the space to do that today. And I think I've said everything I needed to say. So yeah. You love those cards too. Oh my gosh. Like between those cards and the Universe Has Your Back cards, they're just extremely positive. Like even the card that might be like the 10 of Swords, which I think was that 10 of Michael, is like instead of saying like, whatever typical 10 of Swords, it's like, the situation has finally ended, happiness is ahead, new opportunities. Yeah, so what else is there? I don't really know. I think I kind of talked about all that I wanted to talk about. Pay attention to... You have both of them so pretty too. Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, oh snap, I have two of the same deck as Clarinda. I wish there was a deck that like all of us had, that we all resonated with, like me, you, Chad, and my girl if she ever want to pull. So where we play those games, at least it'd be like with the same deck. But also, it is kind of cool where we all bring like a different deck and a different vibe to the story because there are multiple sides to every story, right? That was fun. And yeah. So I don't think there's too much of anything else I want to talk about. There's some stuff that I guess I do want to do before I. That would be fun. So I'm gonna like look at some stuff that will look at some stuff. I'm gonna find some stuff with the intention of finding something to motivate me. Personally, I work a lot better when I know what my next step is. I'm not necessarily the best at putting my all into things that I don't see any long term benefit or gain from. I have 2 placements in Capricorn and 2 placements in Taurus. So that's cardinal and fixed earth. So it's like if I don't see it working out in the long term, it's hard for me to really get into it. Um, but now it's like, I know what I want to do, but I want to create something to motivate me now to do the work that I have to do to get to where I want to be, instead of just wanting to be where I want to be without wanting to do the work. Because that, honestly, that's the space I was stuck in, or not stuck in, but that's the space that I was occupying for the first half of the month, or the majority of the month, or I guess you can basically say for January. I've been in this space of like being where I want to be and not really wanting to do the work to get there, or to do the extra work to get there. Because it's like, I don't know. I feel like, if I just show up, I know that things are going to ultimately work out at the end of the day, but they're not going to work out as well as they could have if I would have done the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm trying to find a way to motivate me to do. I'm not trying to find a way. I am motivating myself to do the things that I need to do now to get to where I need to be. Yeah, it's very convoluted because I make it complex. But thank you. What's the point in putting in all the work? Question mark. LOL. This year has been crazy. I am so the same there. Yeah. Um. All right, I'm caught up. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep this up. That's another thing I want to do. So with my channel, I want to start keeping more stuff up, even if I don't necessarily talk about anything. And I'm not. I guess I'm not gonna say I'm not trying to build it. I am gonna start putting some content up, and I'm gonna start talking about some things just because, um, just to get it out there, to get it out of my head. Because I think if I keep it in my head, then it does these loops, which is completely fine. But there's work that I need to be doing right now. More readings? Question mark. We'll see. Probably. Well, we'll see. I kind of want to talk about a lot of stuff because I read more than I talk about stuff, and I want to do both. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe. I'm sure I'll get to that point eventually. Um, but yeah, I think I'm in this space where I can progress in both areas at the same time. I mean, I watched someone else do it, and he is extremely better at doing it than I am, because he's been in this space of practicing it. So it's also time for me to begin to practice it, right? Um, and so, yeah, it's just, yeah. All right, I'm gonna shut this down here because I'm really like scraping the bottom, not scraping the bottom of the barrel, but I've put enough time into this, and it's time that I start working on some other stuff. So thank you so much for being here, Clorinda, from top to bottom. Love ya. Thank you, Chad Terrell, for stopping in, and Megan W for stopping in, and Zelda. I can't even remember the rest of your name. I'm so sorry. But Zelda, thank you for stopping in. And I will catch y'all later. Practice makes perfect. Yes. You look forward to seeing what I come up with. I look forward to seeing what I come up with as well. All right. Well, enjoy your evening. I'm looking up top. I think the delay is a little shorter. So I'm gonna wave bye, and then when I see me wave up there, I'm gonna end the stream. So until I end the stream, I will sing. I will sing a song of how I'll soon end the stream, and I'll see if it makes it into the final video. I will sing a song until I see myself wave, and then... Is it time to go? Bruh. Alright, I'm ending it here. I'm sorry, I'm impatient. Bye. Oh, and I just waved. Okay. There.